What's going on, everybody? Happy Friday. Liam here, Everything NYJ, back with a quick video for you. The New York Jets played football last night. Well, kinda. It was more like a glorified scrimmage. And we're going to go over the good and the bad. The New York Jets lost to the Cleveland Browns 16-21, handing Robert Saleh his first loss in the preseason as Jets head coach. So we're not going to cover every play. We're not going to go over the entire game, but we're just kind of going to go over the good and the bad highlights, and I will give my reactions, my review to it. So starting off with the good, we have to start off with number two, Zach Wilson. He had the highlight pass of the night, the 57-yard pass to Malik Taylor, dialed up by the one, the only Aaron Rodgers, who looked like a real head coach out there last night with the headset on. Um, Zach Wilson, he looked pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. He tripped over his own feet at one point and fell down. He had a pass batted. They went 3-and-out on his first drive, but this is what we wanted to see from Zach Wilson his first 2 years. He looks like he finally is starting to get a little bit. He was able to read the defense when he connected with Malik Taylor on that 57-yard pass. And it was nice because Zach Wilson stood in the pocket and made that pass, where in the last couple of years, Zach Wilson typically rolls out to his right when he's getting ready to have a big pass. So that was nice to see. Zach Wilson was 3 for 4 for 65 yards. I would have liked to see Zach Wilson out there for more than just about 7 plays. I wanted to see Zach Wilson at least play a full half. If you're going to be the team's backup, we have to know what you are. You have to be able to get those reps in. I think that those reps are definitely very crucial for him, especially at this point of his career. So, in the next couple of weeks, for the next couple of games, I would like to see more of Zach Wilson personally. But overall, yeah, he was pretty solid out there. Really can't complain. Didn't really do anything too wrong besides that when he tripped over his own feet, but whatever. It is what it is. Rookie running back, former fifth round pick, well, actually out of this year's draft, Izzy. He looks absolutely fast. He had the only Jets touchdown of the night. He fell forward for more yards, which is definitely a bright spot. That's definitely something that you want to see from a young running back, just trying to get every yard that you possibly can. Now, do I trust Izzy to be the starting running back week one? Probably not. I would still like to bring a veteran running back in, even if Brees Hall is at 100%. But overall, Izzy had a good night last night. Only touchdown of the night for the New York Jets, so can't complain about that. Another rookie, Joe Tippmann, played all 4 quarters, and you didn't hear his name called. That's a good thing, especially for an offensive lineman. You don't really want to hear their names called typically during games. But Joe Tippmann, this week in training camp, a lot of people were all up in arms because he was practicing with the threes, and it seems like he's in a bit of a battle with Schweister for the, and actually Connor McGovern too for the starting center job. We don't know who the starting center is going to be just yet, but Schweister was getting higher reps than Joe Tippmann this week in training camp, but he didn't have any bad snaps. I mean, he blocked pretty well. That's all that you could really ask for a rookie second round pick center. Not every rookie's going to come in and be Sauce Gardner and Garrett Wilson right away. Some rookies take time to develop. If he's not the starting center week one, I don't think it's the end of the world. Joe Tippmann, I wouldn't mind seeing him come on in starting games later during the season. Just let him get as much experience under his belt as possible. Let him get more reps in preseason. I don't think Connor McGovern's going to be getting any reps. He doesn't need them. Schweister, it's going to be really interesting to see if they split some reps with him in the next couple of weeks during the next couple of games. So that's definitely something to look out for. But if they do kind of decide to roll with Connor McGovern week one, I want it to at least be a close battle where it seems like Joe Tippmann could have gotten the starting job, but they just wanted to go with the known commodity, especially early on in the season. But getting into another rookie, Will McDonald, I have been critical of him, but he looks like an absolute dude. That spin move, oh my god, chef's kiss. He looks like a man amongst boys. I like it. I want to see more of Will McDonald. I want to see all of these rookies playing a lot, and I think they should be. Will McDonald, first round pick. He kind of had a quiet training camp up to this part, and last night he really balled out. He looked like an absolute stud out there. I can't wait to see more of Will McDonald. Jamie Sherwood, who is actually going to be our starting linebacker. He started off a little bit slow, but definitely came on as the game went on, racked up a bunch of tackles. So I think it's going to be really important and a really telling sign to see where he is in his development. Obviously, his rookie year, he tore his Achilles, and then he didn't see the field a bunch last year. But I think that Jamie and Sherwood, especially who that's going to be having a starting role, should be seeing a little bit more in the preseason. He racked up a bunch of tackles. So, like I said, he definitely started to come on as the game went on. That's definitely a good sign. Greg the Leg, oh my God, 3 for 3, 54, 53, and 44 yards with one PAT. It's nice to finally go into a season and not have questions at the kicker position. We finally have a veteran kicker. Just really nice to have. It's just kind of plagued the Jets for the last couple of years. It's nice to finally have uh, one stable player at that position. Another thing, Bryce Huff. This is interesting. Bryce Huff was in the game. It feels like way too long. Everybody on Twitter, everybody all over social media was saying, "Okay, we could take Bryce Huff out now." Like it's a little disrespectful that he's still in the game, considering he is one of the veterans on the team. But he went in there and he was wreaking havoc. You gotta wonder, is there a reason that he was in as long as he was? Were they trying to showcase him? Is he possibly being traded? I mean, there is an abundance of riches at the defensive end position. I like Bryce Huff. I don't want to see him go anywhere. They gave him a 1 year deal. It didn't feel like there was a big urgency to sign or to extend Bryce Huff to a couple years. They, I don't know, maybe they just want to see what he can do this year. But it was very interesting to see him out there as long as he was. Um, Last good thing, and that this is going to transition, well, kind of transition into the bad. Mekhi Becton, he looked good while playing. I believe it was Michael Nania that tweeted out a video of all 7 snaps. Mekhi Becton looked flawless out there. Great blocking, but the problem was it was only 7 snaps. Robert Saleh, this week in training camp in his press conference, said that Mekhi Becton was expected to play 20 to 25 snaps. Now we're going to kind of get into the bad. Mekhi Becton's knee. Mekhi Becton was seen limping off on the sideline. Rich Samini actually tweeted it out as well. Mekhi Becton is not hurt. He's okay. They took him out because he didn't like the way that his knee was feeling on the turf. This is bad. That's not good. He hasn't played in 2 years. I get it. You're injured. Like, you can't really control your injuries. I understand that. But your best ability is availability. Mekhi Becton has not been available and has not played the amount of snaps that he was projected to last night. I get it. They were being precautionary. They were playing it the safe route. I understand that, but definitely a big letdown. And you don't want to hear that Mekhi Becton's knee is still an issue. Um, Mekhi Becton said it just didn't feel right, but like there's no reason to be panicking, no reason to be concerned right now. So I'm going to take it for what it is. I hope to see Mekhi Becton a lot more in the next 3 games, and just hopefully that he's feeling a lot better in training camp and that he could finally start working out that knee, because right now the left tackle position is a big unknown. It's kind of a big concern of this team, considering that Dwayne Brown is still on the PUP. But Bryce Hall, no disrespect to him, but it seems like every time I see him play, he gets worse. He was just bad last night, just really bad. Not much you could say about it. I don't even see him making the 53-man roster, and it seems like his first year, like he was decent. And then I immediately think back to the Atlanta Falcons game last year where he was just getting burnt on every play, and then he just seems like he's never been able to recover since then. And I don't see him making the team this year. I really don't. But Tim Boyle, Chris Streveler, absolutely bad. Tim Boyle had a couple highlights, but like nothing crazy. He was 6 for 11 with 61 yards. Definitely don't want to see him as your third string quarterback. And Chris Streveler, it's a nice feel good story, coming from the CFL, but he's not an NFL quarterback. He's just not. You want to bring him in for a couple wildcat plays here and there, sure, but I don't want to see him during the regular season. And the guy cannot throw a football to save his life. He just can't. He struggles. He throws really ugly footballs. I don't see him making the team again. I just don't. It seems like the New York Jets do like him, but personally, I don't think Tim Boyle or Chris Streveler should make the team. In my personal opinion, I think the New York Jets should still bring in a veteran quarterback. whether it be Teddy B, whether it be Nick Foles, Carson Wentz, whoever it is. Zach Wilson looks decent, but I still don't trust him as of yet to come in and fill in for Aaron Rodgers if, God forbid, Aaron Rodgers does go down. But that's just my personal opinion. Maybe Zach Wilson can continue to build and grow his confidence in the next couple of weeks, and then maybe we do have something. Obviously, you're hoping not to see these guys. You're hoping to just see Aaron Rodgers, unless you're up by 40 going into like the third or fourth quarter, and you want to throw in one of these guys just to get some experience. But yeah, I definitely don't want to see Tim Boyle. I definitely don't want to see Chris Streveler taking another snap during the season. Running back Travis Dye, he's just bad. I don't see him making the team whatsoever either. And then obviously the biggest concern for me at least is the offensive line. Still a big question mark. They did not play really all that great. So definitely want to see them upgraded a little bit. And then not only that, going into like the last part of the bad, there was just a lot of sloppy penalties. Like there is a there's a huge drop off from our starting guys, from our superstar players to some of these guys. Like some of these guys on the Jets, I hate to say it, but they're just scrubs. It seems like the Cleveland Browns were able to move the ball up and down the field a lot more efficiently and a lot easier than the New York Jets were able to. It seemed like the New York Jets, especially on offense, were struggling a lot, and the defense was really aggressive. And they were the Browns were just dinking and dunking all over the Jets secondary, and that's how you attack the Jets. I mean, it's really no secret at this point. But yeah, that's just kind of getting into the good and the bad. Nothing too crazy. It's like I said, it was a glorified scrimmage, so I'm not going to sit here and overreact to these things. It was just a sloppy preseason game. I'm not going to get all up in arms about it and say, you need to trade this guy, you need to trade that guy, cut this guy right away. But I do think a lot of the guys that we saw on the field yesterday will not be making the 53-man roster. Jason Brownlee, who has been a standout wide receiver in training camp. He kind of had a quiet night. Nothing really too noteworthy from him. But that's going to wrap it up for this video. If you guys like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Please follow Everything NYJ on all social media platforms at Everything NYJ. If this is your first time finding this channel, thank you. We like having you here. Please subscribe to the channel, like this video. And thank you guys for watching. We'll talk Jets soon.